Now in this part, I want to show you why most AI failures are not technical failures, and why the people who build modern AI are warning us about exactly this. Now before we go any further, let's be very clear about something. The strongest warnings about AI are not coming from designers, journalists, or regulators. They're coming from the people who built the foundations of modern AI. People like Geoffrey Hinton, Yoshua Bengio, and others who helped create deep learning itself. Yoshua Bengio, one of the 3 Turing Award winners for deep learning. He's been increasingly explicit about this. Now, he's repeatedly said that current systems, they don't understand the world. They optimize statistical objectives. And that deploying them without strong governance creates real societal risk. Now, his concern isn't that AI is evil, no. It's that we are still scaling systems faster than our ability to control or interpret them. And that's not speculation. That's first principles reasoning from the people closest to the math. But why does that matter? Now, here's where organizations, of course, get it wrong. They hear AI is powerful and translate that into AI is reliable. But Bengio, Hinton, and others are saying the opposite. Now, these systems are powerful precisely because they are opaque. So when an organization treats an AI system as an authority, instead of being a probabilistic tool, responsibility, that just quietly starts to dissolve. Geoffrey Hinton has spoken openly about this. In fact, he warned that as models grow larger, interpretability will get worse, not better. We don't fully understand why these systems produce specific outputs. And that is not a bug. That's a trade-off. And when you deploy systems that don't fully understand the decision-making context, you ultimately compensate with human accountability. And that's why the earlier Deloitte example we talked about in earlier episodes really matters. Not because AI made a mistake, no, but because no one questioned an output that sounded confident. That is exactly the failure model Bengio and Hinton described. A system that produces fluent text creates an illusion of understanding, and humans are psychologically vulnerable to that illusion. Now in UX, we've seen this before. A design that looks polished gets trusted more, even when it's wrong. Now the principles of UX, some of our founding principles, or what people have called for years laws of UX, call this out explicitly. Aesthetic usability bias, for example. AI outputs exploit the same cognitive shortcut. Fluency feels like competence, but fluency is not truth. So when leadership asks, can we trust this system? Do you think that's the right question? No, it's actually the wrong question. The correct question is, who is accountable when it's wrong? And how will we know? Bengio said repeatedly, the danger is not intelligence, it's misalignment plus scale. Now, that's a governance problem when we're talking about misalignment and plus scale. Strong teams don't argue whether AI is impressive. They actually design guardrails that define where automation stops, where assistance supports, where humans must decide. See, they don't outsource the judgment to systems that explicitly do not process it. And this leads to the hardest question of all. Not what AI can do, but what we are ethically responsible for allowing it to do. But that is where part 4 begins. Stay present, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.